In this lesson, I'd like to start introducing you to some of the basic errors that you might come across when you're working with formulas and calculations in Excel, because a very important skill to have is to know how to check your spreadsheets for errors and also what those errors mean and how you can resolve them. The last thing you want, particularly if you're sharing a spreadsheet with other people, is to send it out with all different types of errors all over the place. So in this lesson, we're going to look at some of the most basic ones. Now, in a previous lesson, I showed you how to deal with these little green triangles that you can see in the top left-hand corner. And in most cases, when you get something like this, you can click on that warning symbol and the first item in the list will give you some idea as to what that error is there for. So as we determined for this one, I'm getting these little green triangles because the formula has recognized that I also have numbers in the top row that I'm not including in my formulas. Because these are the actual years, I don't actually want to include them in the formula anyway. So for these ones, we can simply select and choose to ignore the error. So what other types of errors might we come across? We can see that I have 3 of them listed out in column I. Now the first one is a name error. And if you see a name error in any of your cells, it normally means that there's some kind of issue with your formula related to either the name of the formula or maybe something like the named range that you've used within your formula. Now, we haven't covered named ranges yet. We're going to cover those in the next section. So let's take this from the standpoint that we've got a problem with the name of our formula. So the first thing I would do here is I would double click so I can take a look at this formula, and I can see here immediately that the name of the function is wrong. Now, this might be a simple typo. Maybe I was typing some particularly quickly and I've accidentally added an X on the end. So I can immediately see here that this is what is causing that name error. But what about if I wasn't so sure? Maybe I didn't know that some X wasn't the name of the function. How else could I troubleshoot the formula in this cell? Well, let's press Ctrl plus Enter. I could jump up to the Formulas tab and we have a Formula Auditing section just here. And this is where you can come for all of your tools that will help you find where errors are located in your spreadsheets. For example, for this particular formula, if I click on Trace Precedents, this is going to show me any of the cells that are being used in this formula. So I can see here I've got an arrow pointing to these total sales figures highlighted in blue. So it's basically telling me that this cell range is referenced in the formula. So it might be that when I click on Trace Precedents, this arrow is pointing to a completely different set of cells that I didn't mean to include in my formula. So then it's fairly easy for me to adjust that cell range. I'm going to remove the arrows. What about trace dependence? Well, I don't have any dependence for this formula. Nothing relies on this particular formula to calculate. What about if I click on Show Formulas? Let's take a look at what this does. This is going to show all of the formulas that you have on your worksheet. So you can see here, I can now see actually on the worksheet without having to double click to edit the cell, all of those sum calculations in that total row. I can also see the formulas that I have over in column I. So Show Formulas is a great way if you just want to quickly see all of the formulas on your worksheet. Now, what about error checking? What happens if I click here? Well, this is basically going to evaluate my formula and it's telling me that there is an error in cell I3. Now, I have a few different options here. I can ignore the error. I can edit the formula in the formula bar. I can get some help, or I can show the calculation steps. So I'm going to show the calculation steps and it basically takes me into this evaluate formula window. Incidentally, I also get this window if I click on the evaluate formula button in the formula editing group. Now what this allows you to do is walk step by step through your formula and evaluate each part separately. So you can pinpoint where the error is occurring. So I can see that the first thing that's going to be evaluated in this formula is the actual formula name, in this case, sum X. So if I click on evaluate, I can see there it's coming up with name. So this is where my issue is occurring because that is where the error is appearing. So this evaluate tool is pretty useful, particularly when you start to get into more complex formulas, which may combine multiple different functions. Being able to step through them and evaluate each part individually to really determine where the error lies is so helpful. So let's click on close and let's click on close again. So I now am pretty confident that this is causing the problem. So let's delete out the X, hit enter, and like magic, my formula is now fixed. What about this next error? We have a reference error. Let's double click and take a look at this. Now this doesn't really tell me much. It says sum and then we have reference. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go straight to evaluate formula, and I can see that the sum part of this formula is fine. It's this part that's causing the problem, the hash reference. Now you normally get things like reference errors when you've maybe referred to a cell in the formula that no longer exists. So you can see here this cell is supposed to be displaying the total sales for December. So I bet there was probably a sum calculation in here that was totaling all of December sales. And if I take a look at my table, where's December gone? December has actually been deleted. So that is why I'm getting this reference error. The row was there when I first constructed the formula, but at a later time someone's gone in and deleted that row out, which means my formula is now invalid. So look out for things like that when you see reference errors. It normally means whatever you're referring to, whatever cell has either been pasted over with something else or deleted entirely. So for this one, because we no longer have December totals, I maybe will want to change this to the last month, which is November. So now let's do a sum calculation of November, and there we go. That looks a little bit better. Another type of error that you might see is a div error, and this comes up when you've tried to divide a number by 0. Now the formula that I've got here is just very simply 1 divided by 0, just to show you an example of what that error looks like. In most cases, when you get a div error, it's not that clean cut. You might be doing again a longer complex formula, and somewhere along the way in the way that you've constructed that formula, you've ended up dividing it by 0. Maybe you haven't even realized that you've done that. So if you see that div error, it's worth taking a look at that formula and checking to make sure your calculation is correct. So for this one, let's just take that out, and we're just going to do the total sales for Q2. So that is going to be all of these figures just here. Close the bracket, hit enter, and now I have a spreadsheet that's completely error-free. Now there are a number of other different errors that you'll see pop up from time to time in your spreadsheets. You might see a value error, or you might see a null error as well, and we'll come across more of these as we progress through the course. But for now, that should give you an introduction as to some of the most common errors and how you can use the tools available in Excel in that formula auditing group to do some troubleshooting.